Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Distract3d Podcast. We're back.
And we're totally not distracted this time. Not at all. Nope.
That's illegal. That's part of our branding. It's like
Batman.
Batman.
Here we go.
It's like Batman and how he can't break the no-kill rule.
Except when he does, and then it's okay.
Except when he does.
So if you are interested in what our topic is today, let me just describe it for you
Not
here.
important. Batman.
In a short narration that we totally all agreed upon.
No, we didn't. No, we said this is not happening. Okay, listen up.
Man decided to create words.
What?
Words that by themselves may have no intrinsic value, but when combined with other words, have the power over life and or death.
I don't think that was stated at all.
I understand what this man is going on about.
So just
I think
something.
he's like trying to do the Hamlet monologue, but he's taken out all of the words and put in different words.
Well, that's how
it
works.
I mean, no, maybe. Okay.
So boba tea is great.
Never had it, but that's not important because I want to talk about Alien vs. Predator and the stupid penguin. It's okay. First off, it's a trash movie, right?
It's not that good.
It's pretty bad.
It's great.
To make it worse, at the start of the movie, when they go to Antarctica and they're at that facility, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, there's something in the facility," and it's the gosh darn penguin. That is an African penguin that can't live in Antarctica.
So for all of you who need a little background here, Finn is a huge nerd. He also works at the Golfarium, which is an aquarium, hence the arium part of Golfarium.
Please go visit.
I work at an aquarium.
Yeah, but Golfarium here in I mean, honestly, probably most of you people listening already know us, so that's okay. But
anyways,
Golfarium. So
those penguins cannot live in Antarctica.
He has this unspoken need to defend anything aquatic,
No, it's a terrible movie error.
That is a bass.
No, it's a terrible movie error.
That is a blue spotted bass.
Oh my gosh. Well,
I feel like the biggest issue with this is that they couldn't train Antarctic penguins to do.
Yes, exactly. But like seriously, if you're making a movie and you're setting it in a location and you're having wildlife there, should it not be the kinds of creatures that
Finn, have you ever considered that maybe
it should first of all be safe for the actors and crew to be around, and second of all, trained to do what you need to do on set so you don't waste a bunch of time.
Exactly. But also, penguins are just jerks anyway, so I mean, no matter how much you train them, they will probably bite at your fingers because they do that. Because they're jerks.
Also, have you thought of the idea that maybe the predators captured African penguins?
Oh my God.
Live in the Antarctic.
No, that makes no sense.
They wanted to hunt some penguins, man. When they first arrived here, they thought that the African penguins were the top species, so they were like, hey, these are going to be the most fun to hunt, so we got to hunt these guys.
Wait, so what weapons do penguins have? Their beaks? Oh my gosh, they're going to nip our fingers.
Have you ever seen Happy Foot? They could just break out and dance and make the predators just want to dance. That's pretty deadly,
That sounds so dangerous.
I mean, have you ever seen a musical? Whenever somebody starts dancing, they all start dancing. It's like a sickness,
It's a plague. Oh my god.
Musicals.
Okay, you know what else? Speaking of inconsistencies in movies, this is the one thing, and I think I've talked about this with you, Trissa, before. But in Harry Potter, the spells are so inconsistent. You know what I'm talking about?
You mean with like the power or what?
Well, like the disarming one. right? That one.
Probably
It's either like, oh no, the wand goes away, like it's supposed to, right? That's how it's described in the book and stuff. But sometimes it launches whoever gets hit by it like 30 feet back, and it's like, well, wait a minute, that didn't do that last time. It's like, what the heck is going on?
I think
it depends on the sexuality of who's using the spell.
Yeah. I think that could be explained by who's using it.
No, because it's the same person doing it to, like, just a different person.
Well, yeah, and it could be not just who's doing it, but it could also be, like, maybe they are possibly able to control the level of
But that doesn't make sense. If it's a disarming spell, why does it not just disarm someone?
Because you want to disarm.
Because that would be manslaughter. And probably illegal.
I mean,
why did you do this?
I mean, have you seen this stuff at Harry Potter? They have gosh darn dragons for a sport.
That, fair enough.
A sport that happens once every 4 years.
Right, it's true, but still, dragons for teenagers to fight.
Who doesn't want to fight dragons?
First level party members in D&D.
Lame. I would totally pick a fight with the dragon.
And die. Horribly.
You realize Allie has been present this whole time.
She has to fight a dragonborn. It's about the same thing, just a lower level. And with not as much loot.
She has a loot? What are you talking about?
Oh my gosh.
That worked out perfectly.
She has a loot. I mean, you're not wrong. Oh my gosh. Absolutely crazy. I'm trying to think of other stupid things in movies.
There's a Netflix movie. I forget the name. I think it's called Spectrum.
Uh-huh.
I think. Or Spectre or something like that. I can't remember.
Something or
But it's about near future, right? I can't remember the specifics, but Russia-esque nation is annexing a neighboring city or dealing with a rebellion going on in a city or something, and the UN sends in troops to help the situation. Turns out that the evil country is using some sort of weird ghost people, right, that are invisible except to like ultraviolet light or something. Mm-hmm. So the only way to see it is for the soldiers to be using these AR goggles that they have, which makes sense, AR goggles would aid in battlefield stuff. So of course they have those.
Yeah.
But then the problem I have is later on in the movie, when they figure out what's going on and they're trying to get to a place, they get in an APC because the Spectres have an issue with iron for whatever reason of plot. The APC has a camera mounted on the top, right, for the remote-controlled turrets, and so they're using that to watch for the ghosts. Later on, before they reach their destination, something happens and the APC gets wrecked. So scientist dude gets up to the top of the APC, which I think is flipped over on its side now, pulls the camera off, starts fiddling with thing, quote unquote, reverses the polarity, literally is what he says, and turns the camera into a flashlight.
What?
This is not how cameras work.
No. What in the world?
He turns the camera, which is supposed to be an ultraviolet camera or whatever that lets them see the ghosts.
Yeah.
They're not aliens. Spoilers, they're not aliens, they're actually people. But
they're people with cloaking devices.
No, actually, it's weirder than that. But anyway, he turns the camera, which is supposed to allow them to see the ghosts through the camera, into a strobe light, which flashes light and causes them to be visible to the naked eye.
Is it UV light or is it just light?
I don't know. I can't remember. It was so stupid.
That is so dumb. Like, I mean, in theory, you could just have the flash on a camera go over and over again, but I don't think the camera for a turret on an APC would do that.
No, and it was actually the camera. There was no like light or anything on the camera. It was just the camera. He took it apart, rewired it a little bit, and it became a strobe light.
What the heck? By reversing the polarity.
Yes, by reversing the flow of the electrons through the wires and plugging the positive terminal into the negative terminal kind of thing. Like you take the battery out, flip it around, and plug it back in. That turned the camera into a flashlight.
What the heck? That doesn't make any sense.
Nope, but there was only like 20 minutes left in the movie, so I had to finish it.
They're like, crap, we have 20 minutes left. What do we do?
Yep.
Oh my gosh, that is ridiculous.
Yep.
Oh my word. Well, it's kind of like, you know, The Quiet Place. I think we've all seen The Quiet Place, right?
I have not actually seen it, but I do know of it, and it makes no sense.
It's a great movie, don't get me wrong. I love it. But there's a part, and I'm okay with spoiling it because it's been out for a few years now, where John Krasinski's character is the dad, right?
Right.
And him and the two kids are out, and there's one of the creatures nearby.
Yeah.
And for some gosh darn reason, it's walking towards them because they made a noise, and John Krasinski's character doesn't decide, I'm gonna throw this. I think he had an axe with him. And he's like, I'm not gonna throw this at the shed that's nearby to make a bunch of noise. I'm gonna scream and sacrifice myself. It's a cool scene.
True.
It's a cool scene, and you still felt the emotion. But at the same time, I was sitting there thinking, you could have just made some noise somewhere
That's what I was thinking the whole time I was watching that scene. But I feel like maybe they were trying to say that him sacrificing himself and the monsters like being distracted eating him would have given them more time than
in theory. But they're also trained to run and walk quietly at this point, because we see John Krasinski's character running to his son at the start of the movie, not making a noise apparently, because the monster doesn't come for him.
Fair enough.
So that's my problem with it.
Here it is. It's called
Spectre.
Oh yeah, how,
I think I had that on my watch list.
Wait, which one?
The
Spectre.
The Netflix movie.
Oh yeah, that was pretty okay. It was fun.
That was the one we were talking about with the UV camera.
Yeah.
Clarity bullcrap. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So, do we want to talk about how messed up Back to the Future is?
Which part? Because the first one's great. You can't diss the first one. The second one's not bad either.
I love the series. Don't get me wrong. I love the series. But my biggest problem has always been if Marty McFly went back in time and affected his parents' lives so much so that they got married, then why the heck do they not remember his face?
Oh yeah, I know.
I mean, that's their own freaking child.
Exactly.
And then his name was Calvin Klein. Are they not going to bat an eye at the fact that, Calvin Klein is now like a millionaire, possibly billionaire, making...
I know, right? They wouldn't think
lines
that.
And stuff. I'm like...
It just slipped my mind.
Big oof.
Unless it's like Steins Gate, where Marty McFly has the reading Steiner. But Tristan wouldn't get that, so...
I haven't seen Steins Gate. I don't know.
Basically, in that, only the main character knows when there's been a time travel. He can tell when they're on a different world line, which is a timeline. But yeah. So I mean that's an excuse. Okay.
Also, I'm looking at a few plot holes here. In Rogue One, the Star Wars story.
Rogue One is fantastic.
It is, but
best Star Wars movie.
Sure, but near the end, when they're on Yavin 4, and the Rebel fleet is getting ready to part and everything, and do the whole
Rogue
One bit.
Yeah. The actual heist.
You can see C-3PO and R2-D2 right there.
Yeah.
But according to the timeline, 20 minutes later, they're supposed to be in Leia's ship.
Wait, how would that be 20 minutes? How is that 20 minutes later?
Have you not seen the movie, Finn?
I have seen the movie, but there's more than 20 minutes.
Because it's near the end. No, because it's near the end. So they're okay. So
because right, it's
not when they're taking off to go and do the whole invasion.
Oh, I thought that's what you were saying.
No, I think they're talking about afterwards, after or near the end of the invasion, when they're either asking for reinforcements or something. You can see C-3PO and R2-D2, and apparently 20 minutes later, which is when A New Hope takes place, they're supposed to be on board Leia's ship.
Huh. Strange. Yeah, I thought you were saying when they lift off.
I'm not seeing an inconsistency here. Where are they?
Yeah,
they're on Yavin 4.
No, because the only part you see them is right before the heist kicks off. Right before everyone leaves.
Right? It's been a while since
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I remember. Is that the only time you see them? Because they don't show up again. That's the part I remember them being at. Also, I'll be right back.
All right, can you do that?
Our leader, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. Just trying to look
man
at
is
more.
in charge of the podcast.
Yeah. This is what happens, This is what happens.
So do we want to talk about potatoes while he's gone, and then he can figure out what it is we talked about when he's cutting the video?
Yes, let's do it. Potatoes.
Right?
What is your favorite way to have potatoes?
Probably, to be honest.
Probably what?
Probably what now?
I do enjoy a good baked potato.
Ooh, yeah. You get the sour cream, the freaking bacon bites.
I don't know what you're having on your baked potato. I just want a baked potato.
Really? Nothing on it?
No, maybe some butter. But, yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's like the entire potato is the inside of a French fry.
Yeah, I guess it's different because I technically what I was saying is a loaded baked potato. So that's fair. You said baked potato. Y'all good?
Baked potato. If I have a baked potato, I gotta have flippin' cheese on it at least.
Yeah, you got so the best toppings for a baked potato, guys: cheese, sour cream, chives, bacon bits,
beans.
Rather,
I like beans.
Beans?
Yeah, like black beans.
I've never had beans on a potato.
It's good.
Interesting. Oh, and jalapeno peppers.
But no jalapenos, no bacon for me.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but barbecue sauce.
You don't do spice, right?
Oh, barbecue sauce is good. No, I like spice. I just don't like how jalapenos taste.
Oh yeah, that's right. You don't like a lot of peppers, right?
No, I don't like how peppers taste. Peppers essentially they're kind of like, how cilantro takes over and becomes the only flavor, whereas cilantro tastes good. Peppers taste like garbage.
That's fair. I mean, I don't care much for cilantro. I like it in a very, very small amount, but
yeah,
I get what you're saying. That's fair.
I do like onions though, and a lot of people are like, onions take over all the flavor. I like onions.
So, fun fact. The youth group before you were a part of it, Finn.
Yeah.
They would always do all kinds of fun challenges before like the lesson and worship and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Just to get the kids involved and maybe have a fun surprise or whatever, a prize for winning the. So they would literally do anything from, and it's really disgusting. They'd do anything from like, drinking Coke, like that challenge, but
What?
you would take off your sock and you would drink through your sock.
Ew.
That is so disgusting. I can't. It's so bad. And there are actually versions of that game where you switch with somebody next to you, which is even worse, dude. I would throw up, man. Oh my gosh. But
I mean, if I had to drink through my sock, like to filter water, I would. But I'm not drinking through my sock just to drink through my sock.
I mean, if it was a life and death situation, sure.
That's what I was saying. Yeah.
Yeah. But
I'm not doing it just to do it.
Yeah. Even if there's like a $20 gift card, no, I don't care. But one of the challenges was they did, I think it was near Halloween, but they had, like candied apples, caramel covered apples or whatever.
Ugh.
But a few of them were actually onions. And so the challenge was whoever ate theirs first, the whole thing would, win whatever. And so Alex apparently got an onion, and he actually got really close to winning, but somebody with an apple beat him. But
see, I don't like caramel apples in the first place. So
and then make it a caramel onion, and it's even worse.
I don't like caramel.
How?
Because I don't like caramel.
Okay, but
question: do you like sugar?
Not on its own, no. I like it in things, but I'm not just gonna eat a spoonful of sugar.
So
sorry, Mary Poppins.
It helps the medicine go down.
Not chocolate milk. That's where it's at. Like if I have to take a pill, chocolate milk to wash it down.
So would you eat caramel in like a Snickers?
Yeah, but you can't really taste the caramel.
Well, it's a
prominent
flavor.
Not to me. But caramel apples on their own. They have one at Disney at the German area. It's like an apple pie caramel apple. And I don't like apple pie either. But it's got like white chocolate and cinnamon all over it. And that's really good. I like that.
Now I'm thinking of like the crispy apple pie toppings, and I'm just starting to water my mouth's starting to water.
Yeah, apple pie is gross to me. It's blech. It's blech.
So yeah.
You know what? Okay. So Jason, do you remember when episode 7 of The Mandalorian came out? And after it, they were like, here's a special preview of The Rise of Skywalker, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going back to movies and like stupid things in movies. But that whole preview scene, I remember watching it, and after it was done, I said, wow, they really trimmed a lot of that scene down to hide things. And then the movie came out. And that was the whole scene. It was that first scene where they're at that ice place on the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. And I was like, there's no way this is the whole scene. It's clearly edited. It's so choppy and it just looks bad. And then that was all she wrote.
It was pretty rushed.
It was so bad. From a not just a bad Star Wars movie, just in general not a good movie. Okay, I wanted to talk about 2020 movies because like a lot of stuff's being canceled and stuff. And
Oh,
things.
yeah.
But I want to talk about, have you seen any 2020 movies yet this year?
Any ones that are supposed to come out?
No, any of the ones that have come out, whether they went straight to digital or they came out in theaters before everything closed down.
I was gonna watch that one that I can't freaking think of his name, but that Thor's in.
Chris Hemsworth?
Yeah, Chris Hemsworth, but then I didn't.
What?
I really want to see Onward.
Onward's okay.
I was gonna watch Sonic the other day, but I couldn't. Amazon doesn't have it available for There's no place that has it available just to rent the movie and watch it like once.
Really?
You have to hire. Yeah.
The heck's up with that? Actually, that makes sense because they're like, crap, our movie theater time got cut by so long. Let's actually make money back on this.
Right, but like, I don't know if I like the movie enough to spend $20 on
Right,
it.
yeah.
Like, I don't know if I'm gonna watch it again ever.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so
Yeah.
I'd like to spend $4 or $5 to watch it just once.
Then, yeah.
I mean, I've heard it's a good movie. You guys liked it, right?
I have not seen it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought you had.
No, I didn't see it.
Okay.
No, the only 2020 movies I've seen were Onward, which I thought was okay. There were good parts, but the third act felt really rushed. And the Manticore character felt completely unnecessary to the plot at all. There was no reason for her to be there. And then I saw 1917, which was a masterpiece.
Oh my gosh. I want to see that so bad.
It is a masterpiece. Which, to be honest, like over the last 5-ish years, seeing movies that have come out and not just being like, because you know, Endgame and Infinity War are good Marvel movies, but I would not call them, like, I wouldn't be like, that's an amazing piece of cinematography. Because I have problems with them. Just some, you know, just there are problems with them. But Dunkirk and 1917 are masterpieces, and no one can change my mind.
Dunkirk was great.
Yeah. So those are the only two 2020 movies I've seen.
You guys ever watch a war movie? Or like freaking Top Gun? Or just any other war movie? I know Top Gun isn't necessarily a war movie, but it's like training
It's
for
an
war.
Air Force movie.
I only mention it because it'll apply to what I'm about to say. Have you ever watched a movie like that and been like super inspired to like join the military or something?
No.
No,
because
I've always like watched a movie like that, and I've been like, dang, like kind of part of me wants to go out there and do that.
No, because I talk back too much. I say like, well, why are we doing this? And that's not really a thing you do in the military.
Stay away from the military, bro.
Yeah. Nope. I have heard stories from my grandpa about the things that went on, and I was like, I couldn't do that because I would just be like, what the heck is wrong with you? And they'd be like, shut up, maggot.
Yeah, no, so the military, a lot of jerks hide behind the ranks and abuse it. So
I mean, there's also some point to the stuff and things, but I know I would not. I would just be like, this is wrong. So
I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of great people in the military as well.
Oh yeah,
a lot of people who excel in their given ranks or positions of power, but you do have a lot of people who take advantage of that and kind of screw it up for the people who actually care about it, you know.
Well, that's everywhere. And everybody.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But it seems like it the military allows for more of that just because of the way the ranking system works, you know.
I mean that, like, you know how it is with like, oh, the people are always like, oh, the rich people make everything bad. It's like, but people work for their money, right?
Yeah.
And some people use it not in the best way, but you can say that literally about anyone with anything.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I'm saying.
What was that Christian movie that came out recently? I really, really wanted to see that. It was about, I can't freaking remember his name right now, but the Christian singer.
Oh
man, I can't remember it.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Anyway.
Nope.
There are quite a few movies that... I did see Birds of Prey, actually.
You did?
That's one that I saw.
What'd you think of it?
It was pretty fun, actually. I don't think it was too pushy on, like, the
girl power?
I mean, it is literally about... That whole storyline is about, you know, the ladies of Gotham. So it makes sense to have, you know, some woman power stuff in it, but I don't think they were too pushy with it, really. I think they made it so that it was enjoyable. You can kind of lose yourself in the action and not have to worry about all the, you know,
the stuff.
Yeah. I guess it just wasn't as pushy as some other things I've seen. Like, it definitely was not as pushy as Captain Marvel.
Still have not seen that, by the way. Don't intend to.
Yeah. But it was fun. It was really awesome to see Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yeah, Ewan McGregor. Playing Black Mask, he did a really fantastic job. I think they're planning on coming out with maybe a sequel,
really,
or something. But it was fun. I don't know. It was fun.
I mean, we're getting the Robert Pattinson Batman movie, which is next year. Fair. I think that got pushed back a few months. Venom got pushed back.
Yeah.
To next year.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a bummer. I still think Venom is one of the better Marvel movies out there.
Uh-huh.
Just saying.
Well, but it's not Marvel.
It is, though.
It is, though. It's just the Sony stuff. But it's still a Marvel movie.
It's that confusing. It is Marvel, but it's not.
Okay, Ghost Rider, Blade, and all those are Marvel movies, too.
Spawn is Marvel, too.
Does Marvel own Spawn? I thought DC owned Spawn. No, Dark Horse owns Spawn, right?
No, Spawn's Marvel.
Seriously?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I mean, he looks almost exactly like freaking Spider-Man.
What? No, he does not.
He has the Spider-Man look.
Saw Spawn, goodness.
Wait, what?
Who, me or
you?
I'm just saying the way his mask is.
No, he is his own thing.
Nope.
According to what I just looked up.
Isn't he in Marvel Ultimate Alliance?
No, he's in Injustice 2. If I recall correctly.
Pretty sure you're thinking of Mortal Kombat.
Oh yeah, he came out of Mortal Kombat, that's what it was.
Yeah, Spawn is Marvel.
No, he's not. He is a independent character.
He's not done much crossover with other Marvel characters, but he's still a Marvel character.
Here, wait. I'm reading about it.
I know, I'm looking it up, but I'm pretty sure he's not.
Oh, no. Finn's right.
No.
I told you, he is not a Marvel character. He is his own.
Spawn is an independent comic owned by his own creator, Todd McFarlane.
Yep.
Yeah, McFarlane.
Really? That's
So weird because I've always seen him with Marvel characters.
Well, he's done crossover stuff because Spawn is such an iconic independent character, kind of like Hellboy.
I just Googled it, and the first image that comes up is the cover for Spawn versus Batman.
That's a thing?
Apparently there's a comic book, possibly series, for Spawn versus Batman.
That's hilarious.
Man.
I wouldn't want to watch
Spawn
that.
really stole Spidey's look, bro.
They are very different. Spawn has a cape, for Pete's sake.
Wait, what?
Spawn has
but a cape doesn't take away from the fact that...
Spider-Man. Tristan says he looks like Spider-Man. He looks more like Venom if you're going to compare him to anyone.
Well, I meant like...
And
like,
who does Venom look like?
Spider-Man.
Shut up.
Finn, tell me, where did Venom get his look?
I think he looks very different, okay. I think
Spawn looks very similar to the black suit Spider-Man is what I was trying to say.
I think he looks different.
Cat! Shush!
Pippin's like, Spawn!
Don't know what he's crying this time.
I mean, it's Pippin, do we ever know?
Most of the time it's food, but he's upstairs now. Which is not where his food is.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyways. Okay.
Are we back yet?
Yeah, we're back.
Okay.
But as far as people knew...
What do you mean? We never left. Haha.
Actually, the gameplay footage did move along because it doesn't pause, so this is true. Anyways, back to movies. We watched Soylent Green. Have you ever heard of that? No.
Isn't it a food item?
It is a food item.
That explains why I've never heard of it.
It takes place in the dystopian, terrible future of 2019 or 2022. One of those years. I think it was 2022.
Right.
And basically, this was made during the 70s, so when overpopulation was the big scare, right?
Right.
And so the entire movie's premise is that overpopulation and stuff has caused food to, like, there's no meat, there's no, like, plants and meat are hard to come by. So everyone lives off of soylents made from plankton. So you've got Soylent Yellow, Soylent Red, and the new one's Soylent Green. And anyways, it is probably one of my favorite dystopian future movies because everything the main character does really shows you what is a luxury at that point in time. Because he's a detective, and he goes to this place where this guy's been murdered. And
I think you're talking about.
With Charlton Heston?
Yeah, I've never seen it, but I think I know what movie you're talking about.
Yeah. But like, he goes to the apartment. Even before that, this lady that lives with the guy, she's like, it's kind of like a prostitute, but they stay with the room. So, like, people rent the room to live there, and the lady comes with it. They're called a furniture girl. It's really weird.
What?
Yeah. I was like, that is probably one of the more, kind of like how companions are glorified, that in Firefly. Kind of like that, but different. Because they don't move. Anyways, like, she goes to this special food cabinet where they have all the food locked up, because otherwise people steal it, and like a little bit of beef is like $200. Like, not even a good cut of beef. Just a kind of regular cut of beef.
Right.
But then, like, he gets to the apartment and they have air conditioning in the apartment, and he, like, nowhere has air conditioning, and everywhere is just hot because of that. And so he, like, runs up when he finds the air conditioner. He just, like, sits by it. And I've never seen a movie do so well at showing the main character running around and loving these amenities that he doesn't normally have. Because he does it with, like, soap and running water and having a hot shower. He even just steals all of the food from the apartment because the guy is dead. And takes it back to where he lives with this archiver guy called, I forgot his name, jeez. And they make, like, a feast out of all the food, and they have, like, lettuce leaves, and they just eat the lettuce leaves plain. And they're like, this is the greatest thing ever.
So?
What do you mean so?
What's wrong with eating plain lettuce?
But, like, who eats a plain lettuce leaf and goes, this is the greatest thing ever?
Aren't they starving?
No, they're not starving. They just only eat soylent, which is made from plankton, so it doesn't really have a flavor.
So then, comparatively, it would be the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was saying the movie does a good job of showing you that.
Okay,
But I was saying no one.
confused.
No, I was saying no one.
The question that I heard, I must have like gone
spaced
dead
out.
for a moment because all I heard was, who would think lettuce is tasty? You know, it's like, did you just explain that they
Yeah,
don't
I was
have
explaining. No one, like, we don't think lettuce is tasty.
Yeah.
But they do. That was my point.
How did the lettuce survive?
I don't. It was in the fridge.
Lettuce doesn't last that long in the fridge.
Well, like I said, there's barely any farming. It's kind of like in, not so much in Blade Runner, but in the book Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep. Like, killing an animal is illegal because animals don't, like, they're all extinct practically. Like, even killing a spider is illegal.
Bro, but it's a spider.
It doesn't matter. It's illegal. And that's another movie I don't like, is Blade Runner. I did not like that movie. Because it was so gosh darn slow. For no reason.
It's got a pretty sick soundtrack, though.
I didn't even like the soundtrack. I was excited because we watched it, and then we finished the movie, and my mom and I looked at each other and we just went, yeah, I don't know about that. It just wasn't that good, and the plot was really the plot felt really weird in the movie. I don't know what it was. And then I read the book, and it became like, oh, things make more sense now, and I understand why things are like this. I don't know. Crazy weird.
It'd be like that sometimes.
Really
Yeah.
was. But like, even Ready Player One with all of its changes, I still understood what was going on.
Yeah, and that's, I don't know if I've talked about this in this channel yet, but
Because you talked about you'll never read a book again before a movie.
oh yeah. Give each thing a chance as a standalone.
See,
You know, don't compare.
I read Dracula, and I now refuse to watch any movies of Dracula due to the fact that having seen like trailers and stuff for him, like I was thinking about watching the one with Keanu Reeves, and then I watched the trailer for it, and it looked nothing like the book, and I was like, I can't do this.
Ooh.
Of course, it's not gonna look anything like the book. The book's just a bunch of words.
But I mean, like, right, Dracula is my all-time favorite classic book I've read. And looking at the movie, where it just seemed like some things were added, I just couldn't do it.
I'm really excited about how they're bringing back like the classic monsters, you know?
I mean, the Mummy was trash.
Huh?
The Mummy with Tom Cruise.
Oh no, I meant like back from like the olden days, you know? So they just brought back Invisible Man, and they made it, you know, a newer version. But I'm really excited about them remaking the classic monster movies. Trying to mainly my thing is like I hope they will, in doing, you know, the remakes, make people more interested in that fun genre, and, you know, going back and watching the genre. Because I personally would like watching the older ones. I haven't really had access to them, but I think the idea is really cool. I would love to have like a movie night, you know, and just like project it up on a screen and just like have a bunch of buds over and just watch some old monster movies, you know.
But like, I don't know, horror is just not my thing. I can't get into it.
Not for everybody.
I'm just a coward.
What?
So I'm just a coward. I can't watch scary movies. I like Alien. Don't get me wrong, I love Alien.
Folks, he openly admitted to being a
There's
coward.
a horror movie called Alien?
Yeah.
No wonder everybody keeps invading you.
Oh my gosh.
That's very offensive.
I love it because I have an Acer Predator, and so a lot of people have Alienware, you know. And so whenever like I do, you know, like parties, whenever we like game or whatever, they'll have Alienware. And I'll come up with my Predator and be like, bro, it's Alien versus Predator. Thank you.
I missed most of the joke, but I feel like I'm happy about missing most of the joke.
You didn't miss anything. It's
Okay.
not worth repeating, that's for sure. Oh my gosh, it's so dumb.
It'll be locked in time for you.
No. Oh my word. Yeah, but like, Blade Runner's bad. Don't watch it. I mean, you can, and you can enjoy it, but I thought it was too slow with no payoff. Because, like, there's some movies that are slow, but then the payoff's really good. You know?
Yeah.
True.
Like,
Phantom Menace.
I mean...
Dunkirk was pretty slow in the beginning.
What was?
Dunkirk, like, you know, the way it had, like, whenever you're in the cockpit with the guy, you know, and the pieces are slowly coming together, you know?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about Dunkirk.
Oh, Dunkirk.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dunkirk's slow, and that was good.
Yeah, it made it work. It made you, like, kind of see it from their point of view.
Yeah, well, that was the point.
Anticipation.
Yeah, that was the point of Dunkirk. It was essentially it was a thriller. Because it was all about building suspense. That was the point of it.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, that one used it well.
Indeed.
I'm trying to think of others, because I know of plenty of movies that go slow and are phenomenal.
Do 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 do.
I don't think the Muppet movie is slow.
No, but you said phenomenal, so I finished the song.
No. It took me a few seconds to get that, but then I was like, what the crap just happened?
Phenomenal. Da, da, da. Oh my gosh. But like, flipping words. You could argue Ben-Hur is slow. I mean, it's long.
Argue what is?
Ben-Hur.
Well, I mean, it's like a 3-hour freaking movie, right?
Oh, it's so long and it's awesome.
It's dumb. It's dumb.
No, Ben-Hur is one of the greatest movies ever made, and you've never even seen it. We talked about this.
That's what I just said.
I didn't know that. I just heard you go. I literally heard.
I still haven't seen it, and you're like, no.
No, I heard you say it's
You haven't
dumb.
even seen it.
I heard you say it's dumb, and then I heard nothing else.
Oh boy.
All I heard is it's dumb.
What now?
All I heard was it's dumb, and then it was like silent for a second. And I went, "You haven't seen it." I heard nothing in between.
Well, you should be able to hear what I'm saying because I'm saying it twice.
Spooky.
Ooh, did I just hear spooky, scary spider noises?
No.
Spider noises.
Wait, it's those spider noises that you were talking about earlier. It's coming from Jason. Jason's actually a spider.
The weird noise I heard earlier, that was like, oh, it's a spider.
Conspiracy theory, everybody. Jason's a spider.
Oh no.
Oh no. What will we do? No wonder he's so good at pushing all of the keys on his keyboard. He's got 8 arms to do it.
Yeah, that makes sense now. Now we know why he's such a great gamer.
Of course, you gotta use like 3 for your mouse, right?
Yeah.
Because you'd have to use 1 to push it and 2 of them for the...
It is very awkward.
You'd almost have to like tape 2 of them together, you know? To have that padding as like the palm of your hand.
He's got like an oven mitt. It's like, I got this, guys.
Or maybe just like a little glove with just 2 of the fingers actually. You know.
Oh, they nerfed the person with the grenade in Valorant, by the way.
Okay, now I'm hearing you 3 times.
Spooky.
3 times.
Yeah. He was
Ow.
echoing right. Or rather, he was echoing twice. That is the
But
drive.
they nerfed the chick with the grenades in Valorant. They gave her 1 grenade instead of 2. And then
In which game?
In Valorant.
Oh, in Valorant?
Yeah, because I'm using footage of that again. Because easy to record.
Hey, so Halo Master Chief is awesome. Halo Master Chief is awesome.
Okay, but Chimera Squad.
Chimera Squad?
Yeah,
Yes.
you said you liked it, right?
Oh yes. So like, it's
It's Rainbow
It's a
Six
bit weird.
XCOM.
It's a bit weird as far as an XCOM game goes because it's all your entire squad are named characters, right? There's like 10-ish named characters as opposed to a normal XCOM game where you get,
Soldiers.
you know, you get a random soldier and they all start off as rookies, and then when they get their first level up, they get a unique ability for whatever class they're supposed to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, in Chimera Squad, every character just has their abilities. This is what this character does. This is what this character does, right?
Yeah.
And so you know what they're doing. The fun part is, I think to ease up on the developers a little bit, they went with fewer levels for the characters. So they didn't have to design as many abilities. But the abilities are so much crazier than in previous XCOM games.
Mm-hmm.
Like Verge, the sectoid. So he's a psionic-based combatant. At the start of the game, he has 2 abilities. He has a stun and he has a madness.
Ooh.
The stun is literally
it's the stun from the base game.
Yeah, it's literally just you hit a character with it and they don't get their next turn.
Right.
And then the madness is you hit a character with it and they attack a random ally. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But then at level 2, he gets his first ability, which is levitation or something. So during the breach, you can choose to hit a target with this psionic ability, and it levitates them up in the air, removing their cover bonus.
That's pretty cool.
The craziest thing was, I just got him to level 3 last night, and whenever he attacks somebody with a psionic ability, he leaves like a tether on them. And he just got an ability where he gets stat bonuses for every other unit in his psionic network. So every time he attacks with a psionic ability, basically you tag that unit, and then as long as that unit remains alive, they count as part of his psionic network, and he gets a stat bonus based on how many units he's attacked.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It makes sense too, because he's a sectoid versus like the humans that get turned into psionic op.
Yeah. One of my favorites though is Zephyr.
The right shield guy, right?
No, that's Cherub. Zephyr is the other one of whatever they are. I can't remember what they're called. They're the clones from XCOM 2, the Advent clones.
Oh, the people with the hook shot things.
Yes.
What were they called? I don't remember.
I don't remember either. But anyway, so her thing is punching people. So her main attack, since she doesn't have a gun, is she can use up to 2 of her movement, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or if you use her ability, she can use her 2 movement to get close to a target and do a melee attack. And then after the melee attack, she gets another movement to reposition.
Right.
So you're not left exposed there. The first level, the first new ability she got was parry. So you can choose to, instead of using your free movement to reposition, you can instead choose to parry, and it basically just blocks the next attack, so she doesn't take any damage.
How do you parry a laser blast with your fist?
Yes. Shut up. But anyway, then at level 3, she got because the way the abilities work is that the first time you level up, you have a new ability. The second time, you get a choice between 2, and then the third time, you have another one. The fourth time, you get a choice between 2, and then last time, you just get a new ability, right?
Mm-hmm.
So at her 3rd level, I chose to go with an ability that made it so that if she would kill somebody with her melee attack, she pacified them instead. because as in Chimera Squad, you're playing as more of a police force than the typical
Resistance
XCOM
or
anti-alien thing. Yeah. And so taking enemies in unconscious is encouraged because that's how you get one of your 3 main resources. And so all of your units have an ability on number 3, where they run over and they do a melee attack for half of what their weapon would do normally. And if that's enough to kill the target, then the target gets knocked unconscious, and it counts that as removing them from the fight. And then at the end of the mission, tallies up how many unconscious enemies you have, and then you have a 20% chance to gain 20 science from each, or 20 intelligence from each one.
Because you're interrogating them, right? Yeah.
Yes.
That's cool.
Yeah. That's cool. So her ability made it so that you don't have that ability on number 3 anymore. It's just base in her kit now, right? You attack somebody with a melee, you kill them, now they're unconscious, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then her 3rd level up, level 4 now, I chose, I think it was like Whirlwind or something. Basically similar to her base melee. You activate the ability, and then you can choose an area on the map that she runs to, and then she melee attacks everything within that area.
Oh my gosh.
It is insane. I killed 4 people with that at one move.
And they changed the initiative too, right? Where
yes, it's now
one by
it's now
one.
more
Banner Saga.
It's now per unit. You don't get your turn and then the enemy's turn. You get one unit's turn and then the next unit's turn and then the next and the next.
So there's a thing in Banner Saga, because Banner Saga has that kind of initiative where no matter what the numbers are, it's you get a turn, enemy gets a turn. You get a turn, unit by unit. But when you get down,
I think so.
But well, no, because because Chimera Squad is one unit gets a turn, and then it's an enemy unit turn, and then it's one of your units' turns, right?
Yeah, Divinity does that same thing, I think, but I don't think XCOM does that. It doesn't seem
Chimera
like there have
Squad
been.
does, right?
No,
Okay. I thought it did.
because there have been many instances where I see 2 or 3 enemies get a turn at the same time or in a row.
Okay.
But then you also have things where you can affect the turn order, right?
Gotcha.
Terminal, the medic, one of her, I think it was her 1st or 2nd level up, gave her suppression. So she fires non-damaging rounds at a target and just lowers their initiative through the turn order.
Oh, that's cool.
And all it does is bump them down. It doesn't, move enemies around. It just moves them from here down to there, delaying their turn.
Right.
But they still have to get their turn in before the end of the round, right? So if they're already at the end of the turn order, right, if they're the 8th person out of 8 to go, then suppressing them isn't going to do anything.
Gotcha.
I think.
Because, in Banner Saga, it is one of your units goes, and then an enemy unit goes. And that happens until one side gets to just one person left, and then you enter what is called pillage mode. And that is just where it's whoever is the team with one guy, their guy gets a go, but then the team with all of the people, everyone goes. And it's not fun if you're on the receiving end of that.
I imagine.
'Cause, yeah.
But yeah. Another fun change about Chimera Squad is the way the missions work. Because you have the city map, the same world map like you have in XCOM, except it's just city instead of planet. but it works the same way. And then every day you get 2 mission requests from the 3-1 PD, and they will be either orange or blue tabs. And then the orange tabs...
Oh.
Sorry. The orange missions are actual combat missions, but the blue missions are just like bonus resources.
Okay.
Like you choose between these 2 things, and it will help lower the unrest or maintain the unrest in that region while the other region goes up.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get some bonus resources.
See, that mechanic reminds me of Warsaw. Which I think I showed you.
I think I've seen it, yeah.
Yeah. The resistance in Belgium or wherever, I can't remember right now. Yeah. That's got that mechanic. Super freaking hard to maintain.
Another fun aspect is your enemies. At the start of the game, it kicks off because spoilers. Are you okay with spoilers? It's not really...
I mean, it's the start of the game.
Yeah.
How dare you?
It's literally the tutorial mission. So everything kicks off because there's a hostage situation, and your squad goes in to rescue the mayor from some unknown group of terrorists, right? And you rescue the mayor, you bring her out, they put her in a police van to get her off to wherever, right? But then the van explodes. And so...
It'd be like that sometimes.
Yeah. And so the police come up to you like, hey, can you help us figure out what's going on, right? And you have 3 different factions that could have theoretically done it, but they're not sure which because neither of them really have the capabilities to do it. It's feasible that they would. They just haven't in the past had the ability to pull off something like this. So you pick one of those factions to go investigate, and then those are your enemies.
Oh, that's cool.
Right? So you can kind of choose what you're going up against based on your choice, which faction you choose to investigate. I haven't finished investigating the one I chose yet, so I don't know if it turns out like, I don't know what the end of the game is, right? I don't know what the end of the game is. They're not reskins, because I watched Many a True Nerd did a little video the day before it came out, and I was like, okay, I can... Yeah, they are different enemies.
That's cool.
Right. But I don't know if when you finish investigating one, is there some generic, like, oh, this wasn't them, it's one of the other 2, and then you do that, and oh, it wasn't them, it's this 3rd one. Oh, it wasn't them, it's actually a secret 4th one that's been pulling the strings the whole time. I don't know what the end story is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if finishing the one I chose is the end of the game, and then I have to go, play another game if I want to fight the other enemies, but, you do get to choose your enemies, which I found rather interesting.
Yeah. Well, I heard they got rid of permadeath.
Yes, it's now just a fail state. If one of your units dies, that's it. You failed the mission. You have to start over. I know. But they are named. They are named characters, though, so it kind of makes more sense.
Yeah, but I name all my soldiers in XCOM anyway. Like, my custom soldier list is full of people I know. Tristan has died at least 3 times. In my entirety of playing XCOM 2.
It's okay, I'm a cat.
You're what?
I'm a cat. I have 9 lives.
Yeah.
You know what I did wish about XCOM 2?
What?
Is for your custom soldiers, you can have them appear as being special units you can buy later in the game, right?
Yeah.
But I wish when you have them set to show up as recruits, you could pick what class they get. off the bat.
You can?
No, it's always random.
No. You can send them to a special training to give them a specific class, I believe.
Yeah, but that's not until later in the game. Like, I want one at the start of the game. Because basically, I like to have... I kind of like to pretend that some of them are the soldiers from the first... From Enemy Unknown Within, whichever one is the base game. It's the same game. But I like to, whatever people are in that one that I brought over to XCOM 2, I want them to be the same class. So it could be like, they're back to fight again.
Problem number one with that is that they don't have the same classes in XCOM 2 as they did in the first one.
I mean, they're about the same. There's the sniper and the medic and the heavy. They're there, they're just different. But I can excuse that as times have changed, so skills are different.
Yeah.
I kind of set rules for myself on certain games. Like, remember when we were both playing through Fire Emblem Three Houses, and I refused to become friends with students from the other houses?
Which makes no sense.
It does, because they're not part of my house. They're not my students. Anyways, I set rules for myself. Because I like to roleplay it. That's my reason. I just like to have fun with it. Which, speaking of which, Tristan, do you remember you were talking about someone was making a Harry Potter game? Some company?
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
Yes, that's why you said your name.
I didn't hear. There's an echo, so it's like I heard about them making some sort of a Harry Potter game.
Because, in my opinion, it should be a Persona-esque game. Where it's got like...
In your opinion, everything should be a Persona-esque game.
I don't think Star Wars should go that way. But look, like, it makes sense because it's a school, right? And that's what made it work with Fire Emblem. And that's what makes it work in Persona. Because it makes sense for you to run around and be social. Or you can be a shut-in if you want to play that way.
Honestly, I feel like, and you know how impactful this is going to be because you know how much I hate RPGs. But I think there should be a Harry Potter MMORPG where you could actually like go to different schools and take different classes and stuff. That'd be freaking awesome, dude.
No, it should be an Animal Crossing style game.
Did you say anime style?
Animal Crossing.
No, stop. You have to take care of your school. Oh no.
Yeah, you're the headmaster.
You like take care of little magical creatures like fairies get out and have to like kill
them all.
It's so bad. You just ruined Harry Potter for me.
How? That's what happens anyway. They're like, crap, we've got Dementors everywhere. What are we gonna do? There's a giant snake from the Chamber of Secrets. What are we gonna do?
But it's more than that.
It's not, though. You know, Ozpin is a better headmaster than Dumbledore ever was.
He's not wrong.
I'm not wrong, because Dumbledore is a freaking jerk. Whereas Ozpin, like, actually did stuff. Just saying. Also, Gandalf is better. Gandalf is the best wizard. I think we can all agree on that.
Can we, though?
I mean, who's better?
Gandalf is the best wizard?
In a movie.
In a movie?
Oh, in a movie? Oh, okay.
Yeah. I wasn't counting TV because you've got things like Natsu and stuff, and they're great.
I mean, I was going to count Osiris, but okay.
Osiris is
a wizard. Shut up.
He's a warlock. Look,
He's
I like
a
Osiris. I mean, you're not right. He's a space wizard.
He's a wizard. He lives in isolation and has magic powers. He's a wizard.
He's a hairy wizard.
And he talks to ghosts.
That's fair. That's true.
Actually, Jason, it came in yesterday, but I have the Bastion hoodie with the Saint 14 logo and stuff on it.
Nice.
Just because, speaking of Osiris. Speaking of Destiny, though, this season, I haven't played, like, at all.
Right.
Because there's just, like, I like the last one because I like the sundials and, you know, we're saving this character that was in the lore for so long. And Osiris was there. And I think Osiris is cool. But
for some reason.
Shut up. But now it's like flipping.
And see, I was really excited about this because I really enjoyed Warmind.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it is about this season. I'm just not into it.
There is something with this season is just like, Bungie, please step up your game.
I think it's the multiplayer aspect. Is they've gone a little too much into you need a party in order to play this season.
I'm not even bugged by that. It's just like,
I'm not bugged by it. I'm just saying I can't play because we don't have a party. It's you and me, and that's not even enough.
No, need more than 2.
But yeah.
I knew it would happen. I was waiting for it.
Yep.
Cough, cough.
But yeah, it stinks.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, the almighty crashing...
And I'm sad that it stinks because I enjoyed the game. I like playing the game. I just can't do anything in the game because we don't have enough people to play with.
Exactly.
Which was a fine thing when what I was limited to was raids because that's just one aspect of the game. But now,
which admittedly raids are cool.
So you need a fire team for this?
Well, you don't have to be in a fire team. Well, you do for Trials of Osiris, but I mean, but you need more than 2 people for the Seraph's Tower things because 2 people just doesn't cut it to complete the event. So, yeah.
Yep.
Which is a bummer. Because, like, I don't know why Reese doesn't play it. Dex doesn't play it because he says there's no grind, which is not true.
They removed the grind that he wanted and replaced it with something.
Why would you want grind?
Really not...
Some people like it.
Yeah.
That's why it's been a game mechanic for so long.
But yeah, they replaced it with a different kind of grind that's not different enough to be a different kind of grind. I don't know what his issue is.
It's the same thing.
Grind is grind, but he's not happy about the kind of grind that there is.
And then Tristan over here just plays CSGO and Halo.
Right.
I actually haven't played CSGO for probably 2 months now.
I haven't played CSGO in 2 years and I've never been happier.
I've just been playing Halo. Ooh.
But yeah. I don't know, there's something about this season that just doesn't feel like anything's worth it. Which is a bummer. Yeah, because it's just like here's another escalation protocol kind of thing.
Yep.
Escalation protocol meets Black Armory.
And the champions still annoy me because you still can't put the champion mods on your exotic guns.
I know, which is...
Right?
It's like, just make all of the exotics have an intrinsic champion breaker perk in them instead of just the new exotics.
Right?
Do that for all of them so we can actually use the cool guns that we're limited to having one of.
Right? Like, the whole point of the game is to basically figure out which of those guns you like the best and build your kit around it.
Pretty much.
And then play like that. But then, because everything has freaking champions in it, you can't use the exotics unless you're using one of the new ones, which isn't finding the one that you like. I mean, if you like one of the new ones, sure. I wouldn't mind building a kit around Leviathan's Breath.
Mm-hmm.
But that still only means I'm going to be effective against unstoppable champions.
Right.
Right? Which may not exist in what you're doing.
I mean, like, heck, until Xenophage came out, or I should say until we got Xenophage, because there were only 2 of us, so that dungeon was a pain, and we still haven't finished the dungeon.
Yeah.
I wasn't using any exotics because I couldn't if I wanted to be effective.
Yeah.
It was literally exit strategy, Python, Hammerhead.
Yep.
Because that was just the best gun things I could use. And, like, I got the Dredgen title last season and was kind of like, well, here we are.
Whoop-de-frickin'-do.
It was worth it. I am the king of Gambit. I have the title to prove it.
Are you sure the guy who created Gambit isn't the king of Gambit?
Okay, listen. He admitted to not being good at Gambit.
Hey.
No, that's just the guy that plays the guy that
exactly.
Hey, plus, you can't even say anything like that, bro. You betrayed him.
Yeah.
Why would I not side with the tower? I've been with them since D1. There's no reason for me not to stick with them.
Okay, but the 9.
I don't trust them. They're mysterious creatures with our only real point of contact being Zur, and Zur's all Cthulhu face.
What's wrong with Cthulhu?
I mean, he's Cthulhu, he's evil.
Then what has Cthulhu ever done to hurt anybody?
Right?
Do you want me to go get my book?
I'm sorry, can you prove that all the psionic powers that he has are actually his?
The book says so.
Oh, you read it in a book. It must be true.
Better than on the internet. Those are good.
Is it better if
Yeah.
only because fewer people have read it?
Oh, Tristan, you know what I watched last night for the first time? Going back to movies really quick.
A movie?
Batman Begins.
You've never seen that before?
Nope. I had only seen The Dark Knight.
Ouch.
Dude. Culture yourself.
I watched it last night.
There's still one more.
I know, we're planning on it.
They're planning.
The plan is to watch The Dark Knight tonight, because I haven't seen that in a couple years. And then we're going to watch Dark Knight Rises.
So what did you think?
I liked it. I think it's very good. I like that Scarecrow was in it, because I didn't know that beforehand. And for me, it's like Riddler is the best villain, and then Scarecrow. Which I get it. Joker got his own movie, but Riddler's cooler.
Riddler is fun. There's just something about the Joker's psychology that's just
Well, yeah, and
interesting.
everyone can admit that, but I've always found the Riddler to be a cooler villain. Just because of what he does.
Yeah.
Except for the fact that he's always trying to lose.
Yeah, but that's what makes it interesting, because it's like, why?
My thing is, I love how he thinks he's like 50 times smarter than Batman, you know?
But Batman's the world's greatest
But
detective.
Batman's smarter than him. Or at least on the same level, I'll say.
Batman is the world's greatest detective.
Indeed. And everybody says he doesn't have a superpower.
I mean, he's rich. He's like Iron Man. Take off the suit. What are you? Philanthropist. What does he say?
The
Millionaire.
world's greatest detective, still.
Even though they don't show that in the Dark Knight movies, really. Which is disappointing. I'm wondering, like with Robert Pattinson as Batman, what kind of Batman movie it's going to be.
Well, I mean, you saw the homemade Batsuit, right?
Yeah, but
So it seems like it's going to be another Origins.
No.
story.
I meant in terms of, is it going to be more of like Batman being an action Batman, kind of like what we saw?
Is it going to be an action Batman?
Yeah.
Is it going to be a mystery Batman? Is it going to be a comedy Batman? Who knows?
Oh gosh,
I got
please,
ya.
no more
Got
Adam
ya,
West.
understand.
Get the bat shark repellent!
Yeah, the best Batman ever.
The greatest line of all time.
The bat shark repellent bat spray. The shark repellent bat spray is what it was, yeah.
It's so dumb. Or the frickin' you ever seen the Scooby-Doo crossover?
The Scooby-Doo crossover?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was fun.
And he's like, well, I'll go back to the Bat Cave and have bat milk and bat cookies.
Oh, no.
And Shaggy
You
goes,
bat milk?
yeah. and Shaggy goes, wait, bat milk? It's such a good Scooby-Doo. Those are so good. But yeah, what I mean is is it kind of being what kind of Batman?
Yeah, I get what you're saying though. That is interesting. We've seen a lot of action Batman. I'm hoping for more of a detective Batman.
See, that's what I'm hoping for. But I'm also impartial because I like detective stuff. But once again, world's greatest detective is his title.
Yeah.
Just want to point that out there. And DC stands for Detective Comics.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
But yeah. I also want to see a Dr. Fate movie at some point.
That would be cool. Yeah. I thought that they were trying to bring him to the cinema.
They had, I remember in the Constantine TV show. If you remember that? I
never watched the Constantine TV show.
Well, I believe there was a point where he has Dr. Fate's mask, because that's where Dr. Fate gets the powers from.
Oh, cool.
So, he's somewhere out there.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen Constantine with Keanu Reeves?
I watched the beginning of it. I've not seen it in its entirety.
Why? It's so good. I mean,
I
is
just
it the
haven't gotten
greatest?
to it.
Is it the greatest? No. But it's good. I mean, it's Keanu Reeves. So.
Yeah, exactly. What's not to like?
He is Neo. But yeah. Wow, I think we might actually end on time. Because we have 10 seconds left.
Halo.
What?
Halo. Just
No one
Halo.
cares. I've played Halo Reach. That is it.
So of course, guys, as you can see, today our topic was
Movies.
making up words.
No. All words are made up.
Exactly. So everything we said was made up. So therefore, we're strengthening our main point.
Alright, Tristan, do the shameless self-promotion.
Hey guys, if you like this video, go ahead and give it a like, please, and subscribe. Go ahead and hit that notification button, that little bell button there. And if you would, just tell your friends about us, We'd love to be able to share our insane thoughts with others. So go ahead.
I feel like we should have a warning. Like the medical
Warning.
ads?
With
the really fast speaking,
this
and it
content
says...
is not for all.
No.
It can possibly leave you with thoughts of wondering about why life exists, or
no, I was just gonna say it's like these are all opinions.
Oh, that too.
It's like Jason, like the car bots. Wouldn't it be cool if this was in Heroes of the Storm, where the ideas are fake and nothing really matters?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, thank you for watching. Shameless self-promotion bit has already been done, and we'll see you next time.